Okay, so this is how to export your catalog in Lightroom. Now, this is only pretty much for giving me the catalog as far as turning it in, okay? Normally, you would not be exporting a catalog unless you really needed to for some reason to give it to a client, or you can export the whole catalog. But you wouldn't really normally need to do it other than to turn it into me. There are very rare instances that I can think of to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to make sure you have all photographs selected. And you've done everything that I've asked you to do, the metadata, the file naming, all that stuff, because once you export the catalog, the only way to then add to it is to open it up again and go in there. So you're going to come to File, Export as Catalog. So from here, you're going to save it as your name. Something like that. Your name, Project 1, something like that. And you're going to choose where to export it to. In this case, I'm going to put it on the desktop just to have it there to show you guys. You'll notice down here, export selected photos only. You want to make sure that that is unchecked. Unchecked, because if it is checked, it's only going to export whatever one photo you have selected. If for some reason you only want to export a certain amount of photos, then go ahead, select those photos and check that. But for our purposes, we're going to make sure it's unchecked. We want to make sure export with negative files is checked, because that way you then turn in the files to me as well. This is important for this particular project, but it's even more important for the second project. Build and include smart previews, we don't need to check that, but include available previews, we do want to make sure that that is checked. Once we have those all set, we go ahead and hit export. It's going to think about itself for a little bit here while it's exporting. And then once it's done exporting, it should create a folder on the desktop that has, it's titled your name or whatever you titled it. And then in there is going to be the catalog itself as well as all of the files. That's why it's taking so long, because it's actually exporting all of those files with it. Now, this is something that you're not going to be able to give me via Dropbox. It has to be turned in either to the student drive or on my external hard drive. I prefer actually my external hard drive, because that way it's not going to take all that upload download time. So while we're waiting for this to finish up here, that file should already be on the desktop. There it is right there. Close that. All right, so it has completed its export. So we take a look. There's the file. Double click on it. There's the catalog. There's all the folders. Okay, so this is how you export your catalog to turn it into me for that specific project. Remember, I want that done prior to class next week.